Challenge accepted. What's going on, everybody? I am coming to you from somewhat of my home, California. I'm over here in Oceanside, California, which is, again, right in the border of San Diego and Orange County. I'm actually glad, it was ridiculously hot in Phoenix, Arizona this morning. Wow. I woke up to a sweat because it was that hot. I didn't have the truck running, but híjole, that was crazy. And then I got unloaded, and I was probably in Arizona and out in Ocotillo Wells. Driving from Phoenix, Arizona to over here pretty much hugs the the Mexican border. And it is hot, but it's nice to be here because there's an ocean breeze. And it's peaceful. Got done dropping off even though I was late. I tell you, California, as much as I like my home by the beach and whatnot, maybe it's up in the mountains, I really can't stand the infrastructure, the transportation around here. And then the people on the roads, it's really, really crazy and hectic. It's really, really bad. And it reminds me why I like being out there in the country and out in the open road, because I truly do find peace of mind out of all the stress and all the headache and all that whatnot. The hustle, it's not even a hustle and bustle. It's like zombies and everybody's all mad and frustrated and trying to cut each other off. I just can't stand it. But anyhow, I've been challenged to express what my greatest fear is. And I have with me my bucket list. I carry it with me everywhere I go. It's always in my backpack. I'm always looking at it. And I was reading through it right now. I read through all of them and I have to laugh. A couple things I can check off already. Or I should say, kind of check off, because since I wrote it, I originally wrote down my bucket list in Wesley, California on October 23rd, 2014 at 4:41 p.m. to 5:17 p.m. I actually wrote it down. Everything that I write down, I actually write down the time and the location where I write it down, so I can keep this journal. I can pass it on to my family and whatnot, or I can keep an album to show the work that I did, what it is that I built. But anyhow, I bring this bucket list out just because I know, again, it's a very sensitive thing to talk about. Not a lot of people like to talk about it, but I think about death regularly. As much as I push myself and I'm an overachiever, I really do work hard and I'm constantly out there on the road. I really hope that I live to see the day that I check off every last little one of these on my bucket list, and a couple of them that I'm gonna end up adding. But there's some pretty substantial things on here that I wrote down, and I believe they're doable, especially with what I'm building now and what I've put together, the infrastructure that I put together with another company, a company that I put together, Fern Private Capital. I'm actually standing on some commercial lots. I can see some, sorry about the sun, it's kind of messed up, but I can see some building going on over there for some commercial warehouses, hold up, get some better light. Like these commercial warehouses right here that I ended up dropping off to. But I got associated with a firm out of New York and in Vegas. It's one firm, and they actually taught me the skill set of being a private capital provider. I actually have access to tens of millions of dollars to give to investors to not build these things, but rehab them, operate them, fix them, flip them up or whatnot, because today's lending requirements here in the States have tightened up based on the economics of things that have taken place over the last couple years. There's a lot of people a lot of investors, a lot of family offices that are in financial straits. And they like a lot of the residential homeowners, got into some bogus loans, or their partnerships are blowing up and whatnot, and they need the capital to restructure their deals, and I'm that provider to do that for them. I actually have a staff of individuals in Las Vegas that answer my phone calls. I have a website. I have a profile on LinkedIn. I really don't talk about it too much because I was advised to keep it private. You know, supposedly there's only 1 out of every 1 million or 2 million people that actually have this skill set. It's a very, very rare skill set to have, and I actually possess it. I'm looking to do one of my first deals here in the next, I don't know, 30 to 60 days. And that's why it was very tough for me to take when I was out of work, because my day job, if you will, my contracting job, driving a truck around this country, that's my seed capital. It's my seed capital for Fern Private Capital to continue to take care of my staff and continue to take care of the marketing on that side, and also to fund my digital life. A lot of people wonder why, like, what, real estate? You know, one of the things that I invested heavily in is my real estate education, and I'm not conventional education. Understanding how to buy, flip houses and whatnot with no cash, no credit and everything. And I actually had a couple deals go through, but I was so far behind in debt and whatnot, and I had some bad deals go. But I was never really able to break away from the truck. But I figured, or I knew, since that business took so much time and I had to be there locally, I couldn't do it virtually, just because I had no friends, no family, no one I talked to was willing to work with me. They didn't believe me, like, what? You drive a truck? Like, how do you even know all this stuff? What are you doing driving a truck? And that was one of the battles that I've had all these years, this past couple years, because I come from nothing, literally poverty. And for me to be talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, everybody in my circle of influence, people that I've known and whatnot, they don't believe me, just because they're so attached to monetary things and whatnot. And you know, they want to see you all chingo blingo in the houses and cars, and I'm not like that. I mean, I do like nice things. However, I don't want that attention. Just because since I was young, I've always been allergic to fake people. I really have. However, I know I deserve nice things, but regardless of what my bank account shows and the assets that I own, I always want to keep a low profile when it comes to those things. I don't want to influence anyone's minds and whatnot. Unless I'm dealing with some really high-end individuals, then I can talk to them because I know how to speak their language. However, sorry about that rant, or that run on. I just really hope God, the universe, Mother Nature keeps me alive. I know I have some really, really substantial things that I want to accomplish in life, and I believe with the current economic situations that we have going on here, along with the digital economy here over the next 3-5 years, or my goal is to retire in 7 years. I have some really big goals to, I want to retire. And when I say retire, I mean really not being able to work. And when I say not being able to work, I want to work, but at that point in time, I want to be able to travel around the world and actually be a speaker. I want to help individuals. I want to work with groups. I actually want to sponsor somebody in the Big Brother Association. I actually want to go to a third world country and help elevate the lifestyle and the educational system in a third world country. It's on my bucket list. One other one out here, number 7. I can't believe I wrote this down, but it is what I want to have sex with dolphins while watching the sunset or sunrise. And again, not with no random girl, but with my life partner whenever I run across her. But don't tell nobody that. But anyhow, that's my biggest fear. Dying before I'm able to check off all these things. Aside from that, based on where I come from and the things that I've been through and the things that I've seen and experienced, I don't fear too many things. I don't fear anything. I know we have battles in our head, you know, whether dealing with emotions and whatnot, or some form of doubts. But even then, I've conquered those. And even when they come up, I know how to put myself in a state, or I know how to reach out to individuals with like-minded that slap me around and get me like, wake up, dude. No. You've worked too hard. You've come too far. Get out of that rut. So it's a beautiful thing. And that's a great thing about investing in yourself. Investing in your, you know, your personal development and whatnot. You really come to understand the personal power that you do have. And we all have it. It's just a matter of really making that change and that shift. And I'm so grateful for Jay, particularly Jay, because I've really invested a lot of my time really listening to Jay, reading all through his blog, listening to his podcast, and it's been mind-blowing. It's been transformational for me. The years when I was actually driving in and out of the port of Los Angeles all day, all night, driving, working, I would listen to his podcast over and over again. And that's what's brought me here today. That's why I'm part of this family, the SFM DEA family, and it's amazing. But with that said, sorry for running on. It's not necessarily a short video. I just wanted to be real, authentic, and tell you exactly what's on my mind and what I got going on and what I fear. So thank you, Mr. Mumby, Jamie. Hopefully I say it right. Please don't beat me up when you see me. All right. But with that, I'm out. Much love. Keep rocking. I love you guys. Peace.